I don't think he's
because of out of the ring.
unanimous.
I mean, you could say
GOAT
the same thing
status.
about Michael Jordan. His legacy
You could.
in general is bigger than his basketball.
I genuinely believe people, some people have Michael Jordan as the GOAT and think like, oh, it's clear, no one can touch him. I think it's because they overrate his legacy more than his basketball game. I also think.
But okay, question: why do you think his legacy is so like Ali legacy is where it's at?
It's justified because of everything he did outside the ring, what he stood for. Like, it's justified. I understand his legacy being what it is, and as a legacy, he's the greatest boxer of all time. But when I'm ranking boxers, I'm talking about what you did fighting, not what you did outside the ring, what you stood for, your persona. All of that stuff is irrelevant to me.
Okay, so that's for Ali and for Mike. Well, how is Mike's legacy overrated?
I don't think Mike. I think Mike Tyson is remembered.
Not Tyson. No, Jordan.
Oh, Jordan. I think his legacy is overrated in the sense that I don't think it makes him a better basketball. Like, if you think Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James, fair enough. You're entitled to that opinion. I probably agree. But people who say Michael Jordan's clearly the best, and then you talk about everything he accomplished, like that doesn't make you better at basketball.
But we could talk about just straight game. Like if we stripped everything,
that's
and just talked about straight game.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm talking
about Mars thinks that MJ is the GOAT. Mars does think that MJ is the GOAT. So like, this is not really a.
So no, I'm not. No, now I'm sorry I missed this, but now why is Mike Tyson overrated?
I think the memory of Mike Tyson and what he was at the peak of his power was killing everyone. Like, that's great. But then when you look at his career in totality and how it ended and how it fell off due to circumstances, some out of his control, some within his control, I think his career gets overstated by how good he was at his best, in my opinion. And when I'm looking at boxing careers, because of the sample size, you're not fighting a million times a year. I have to look at your totality of your career. And I think Mike Tyson's career gets overstated by those 4 years where he was unstoppable.
But wasn't it 4 years compared to maybe like 2.5, 3 where he's biting ears and shit?
I mean, Mike Tyson boxed for a long time. I'd say he was unstoppable, Killer Mike, Iron Mike for.
No, it's more than that. And I get you saying the tailspin was crazy, but I don't think out of every boxer that ever lived this planet, it's no one that was more feared than him.
That's a fact.
Yeah, you know what? I look at Tyson.
I don't think Mike Tyson was bad. By the way.
I look at the
I think he's in the top 10 for sure.
I look at the post Custody Amato years as like Michael Jordan's Wizards years.
Wizards years, yeah. After getting out of jail,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
We ain't tripping off of Michael
right,
Jordan.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
we ain't tripping off of his. We ain't taking his Wizards year in account when we talk about it. Just like, and that's a fact, Euro.
And
right?
that also, like, goes to show you how important your trainer is in boxing.
So Mars, when I look at Mike Tyson, bro, it's his fucking technique, bro. Like, when you're able to close the distance without even throwing a punch. And
bro, someone fell in the Tyson fight and he didn't swing. Ridiculous. Like, he didn't hit him. He just fell and didn't want to get back up.
Bro, it's his power with it. Like, his technique was crazy. Like, when you see Tyson as a boxer,
and he's from Brooklyn,
bro,
so.
Yo, when you see Tyson as a boxer, it's like, bro, you don't understand. Like, people jab to keep the distance. That shit wasn't possible with Tyson. They would jab and miss, and he would still close the distance. Like, that shit right there is, like, I don't know who else has done that in the sport. Like, nobody else does that.
I agree with you.
And that's, like, that's why he has to be top 3, bro.
I can't put him top 3, personally. Like, if I'm looking at, if you want to go heavyweights, I think heavyweights should be in their own category because it's hard to compare, like, Floyd Mayweather to Muhammad Ali as a boxer.
I love
if we're going any division, I don't think Mike Tyson can be top 3. And if you go heavyweights, I'm gonna say Ali, Joe Louis. I'd probably take George Foreman, Frazier. I think Lennox Lewis is up there.
Tyson,
I think Evander Holyfield is up there.
I think
Tyson Fury will get up there. Like, I think he's around, like,
Tyson.
I think he's around.
Tyson.
No, he's around
Tyson
there.
over...
Not Tyson Fury. No, he's not over Mike Tyson.
Oh,
but
okay.
I think the top 3 for me, Mike Tyson wouldn't be in it for heavyweights, which is why I think he's overrated. But in like that 4 to 7 range, Mike Tyson can be anywhere from 4 to like 7, in my opinion. I think that's
I'm-
where he should be, but he gets
I'm-
put into top 3, which I don't think he should be.
the way I look at it, if I see Tyson going up against George Foreman, bro, I'm telling you, if he's dipping and gets that hook shot, yo, George Foreman is gonna be in trouble, like really
Mars.
bad. He's gonna be in trouble, bro.
Who's your
Like,
favorite?
bad.
Mars.
Who's your favorite fighter, Mars? I mean, the
My favorite, Floyd, 100%. I grew up on him. I watched him. I followed him for like my whole life. Floyd's my favorite. Then you got Cotto. Tyson is up there as well. But those are like my top 3 favorites.
What were you gonna say, Shaq?
Mars, have you ever said the sentence "Long live the Queen"? Has that ever came out of your mouth in that order? Pause.
I don't think so. I'm not. Dare I say the Queen's overrated?
Mars, yeah, I'm about to say you better be cool. And the queen don't play that shit. You better hey, look,
The Queen's
look, Mark,
overrated.
look.
If she
Mars.
cancels us for me saying she's overrated, then
No,
That's
she's
tough.
not gonna cancel us. We're in America.
Yeah. Wait, Mars.
This is
Yeah,
America.
She's gonna cancel.
She's kind of overrated. If you think about it, she's kind of overrated.
All right, Mars. Yo, so from here on out, if you don't see Mars on Player's Choice,
Yo, Mars, you better hope that the Queen doesn't have a TikTok. Before we get
She
too
for
much,
sure do.
before we get too much further.
It's the player choice.